So I'm showing you about half of my session today. My session today was 21.9 minutes, so almost 22 minutes. And we're starting this video around the middle of that 20 minutes. And I'm just showing, I'm putting on the saddle pad at this point, and I'm going to put the saddle on next. Now, prior to this moment, what I had been doing is brushing her. She stands very well to be brushed now. As you can recall, it was a big deal not that long ago that now it's just second nature. She just lets me, I curry and brush her all over, um, including her face and under the belly and everything. I'm not cleaning out her feet right now because she has some real issues about that. Same way I'm not putting the saddle on from the left side. We're going to just start with this so she's more comfortable with that. And we'll get to doing all of that in a little bit later on. She's so green and has so many things to learn. So I'm not going to make a fight or a big issue out of picking up her feet at this point. It's going to happen, and it's just going to take a lot of time and patience. So she's not been chased this session. And as you can see, she's backing up a little bit. This is like the second time she's had the girth tightened, and she doesn't, of course, like it. Horses don't particularly like that. But this is going to become second nature to her as well. We have to just be slow, be patient, be gentle. And I'm talking to her very quietly. I'm telling her, whoa, and so forth. And there, the girth went up. She's backing up a little bit. And I'm using the halter, a little bit of pressure on her halter to keep her from backing up. I want her to get used to something asking her not to do that. I'm still asking her not to do that. Okay, there she is. She's standing pretty well. I'm getting it fastened. I'm trying to get the second buckle fastened. This is not tight. It's a hole tighter than it was yesterday. And she's getting used to the idea of wearing the saddle. So, getting it on pretty well. And you can remember that yesterday, she really put up a battle with me over walking past me to the left in order to just walk on the lunge line. I'm starting to teach her to yield to the left, yield to the right, just with the halter on. I'm not using the bridle. Right now I'm going to get my lunge whip, which I had left in the car, so I'll be right back. But yield to the left, yield to the right with the bridle, and just turn your head, follow your head then. So we're going to do a turn on the haunches from both sides, just as we did yesterday. She was good with that. She likes turning on the haunches. She likes to turn in. That's something she enjoys doing, or she uses it as a resistance, really. But that's what we're trying to do right now. Putting the lead line on the side of her halter on the left side. And I'm just going to give her some pets and let her know she's safe with me. She can trust me. I'm trying to tell her that anyway. She hasn't decided that's true yet. But I'm working on just giving her some reassurance there, trying to get her to relax a little bit. Okay, now we're going to, I believe at this point, we're going to well, I guess I'm mistaken. I didn't even have the lead line at that point. I must have been working on getting the saddle straightened out somehow. So now we're going to do the lead line, yield to the right, and it's smart of me, I must say, to start with the right side because that's her best side, and she wants to do it that way. So here she goes, yielding to the right. That's pretty good. Now I'm going to take the lead line, I'm going to throw it across her back, get her used to having ropes, touching her. I want her to start kicking and carrying on, which she isn't really going to do. She's doing pretty well. There, I pushed her over using the hip joint. I pushed her over to do a turn on the forehand. And now I'm going to go to the left side. This is her side that she doesn't like as much. But she will easily turn to the left because that's her favorite resistance, is to get past me and get her head so that I'm standing on the other side. See, she did it right there. So I'm going to have to walk around and get back on the left side. She did let me do that. And I'm petting her and telling her she was pretty good. Yeah, she was very, very good. Good girl. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side that I did on the other side. Put the rope over her hips and let it fall across one side to the other. Then I'm pushing her on the point of her hip to do a turn on the forehand. See, the rope is still hanging off in the back there. She's used to that by now. Although this is only the second day that's been put there. Usually by this time, horses they just don't react to that rope after they've been through all this other desensitizing that they've been going through. She's been very good. So the next thing I'm going to ask her to do, now back to the right, is to go past me, to walk past me, and wind up essentially being lunged on the line at the walk. In this case, to the right. See, I'm just urging her to go forward, clicking to her. I'm clicking to her, and I'm not putting a lot of pressure on, so she's not running off at the trot. And she's doing that very nicely. Walking, just walking on the line. And I told her to whoa, and that was good. I was very glad to see her do one round to the right on the lunge line, and then we're going to reinforce from yesterday. And if you remember, we had quite a little issue about this yesterday. She was wanting to cut in and not go past me, not go forward. She just wants to cut into me, get on the other side of me, cut that head in to the left, just like that right there. So I pulled her head back. Now I'm going to go get the lunge whip, and I'm going to tap her on her neck and shoulder with it to encourage her to go away and not be pushing that head in. So see, I'm tapping her right there, and she's still trying to. I'm pushing her head back with my left hand to get her started. I want her to go past me, go forward. See, she's still trying to get past me there. She decided, okay, I'll just do it. I remember now. And there she goes. Now she is making a small circle. I'm trying to get her to, by tapping her on the shoulder, to go out further. She's doing. So you see that I'm getting a good turn out of her. And this is all that I did today. After this, I took the saddle off and fed her. Good girl.